Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of the most overpowered players, where today we have got the Bundesliga. It is, for me, not the best league this year, and I think there's probably the least amount of overpowered players. And obviously, in my opinion, overpowered players are kind of players considered sort of less than 84 rated, because any more than that, you kind of, if they're sort of an 87, 88 rated, you expect them to be good, whereas some low rated players that play amazing, you don't expect them to necessarily play that well. So that's why for me, sort of an 84 or below, I'd class as overpowered, and the Bundesliga is not the best. But if you do want to see the Serie A, let's see if we can smash 100 likes. Make sure you hit a sub button as well if you are new to the channel and enjoying the content and finding what I'm saying useful. But moving up, starting off with the centre backs, we've got Jonathan Tah, a really good centre back, kind of like a mini Boateng, I suppose. You know, 72 pace, 82 defending, decent physical, passing and dribbling are a little bit low. He's very tall as well, and just generally quite a good physical centre half. Bender is another one that's really good. 70 pace, 82 defending, 80 physical. You know, they're the stats for me that I find key. 60 passing as well as good, and for 1,000 coins, it's definitely a really good centre back. And then Abraham, 80 pace for a centre back. I think that's one of the quickest centre backs, along with like Manolas. His defending and physical is okay. His passing is good as well. But for 2,000 coins, not bad. His pace can get him out of trouble. That's the thing. So even though his defending physical isn't the best, his pace can get him out of trouble, so he would definitely be a great centre back to use. Now moving on to the fullbacks, there weren't too many fullbacks in my opinion that I would class as overpowered. Piszczek and Schmelzer for me are the obvious choices. Obviously you've got David Alaba in there, but I didn't want to put him in. But you've got Piszczek and Schmelzer for me are the two fullbacks that are really the only ones that I would recommend selecting if you're building a Bundesliga squad. I don't think many of the other ones are really, for me, what I would class as overpowered or even good players. You know, these two are pretty much the only two I would pick. Piszczek I really do like. He's a very good, very solid player all year round. And Schmelzer again is a really good card. He's got good pace, defending and physical in the right places as well. Could do with maybe his passing being a bit higher, but you know, maybe sticking a sentinel card to improve his defending and physical would maybe be a good option. But they're the two fullbacks. Then we're moving on to probably what is the strong suit of the Bundesliga, is the midfield. We've got Naby Keita to start with. I've got this untradeable Naby Keita in my club, and it's ridiculously good. And I can tell you from playing with him, his shooting is much better than 71. He scored a lot of goals for me. 89 dribbling is ridiculous. That's so accurate. He's really, really good on the ball. To have 89 dribbling on an 83 rated player is insane, and he's really, really good. For 2.5k, he's got to be one of the best bargains on FIFA right now. We then got Leon Goretzka. I haven't used this Goretzka yet, but I'm really looking forward to using it because he's got a ridiculous card. 84 page for a central midfielder, and then the rest of his card is super solid. 16,000 coins is currently going for an Xbox, 20k on PS4. We've then got Tolisso. Again, probably Tolisso I think has got a better card than Goretzka, even though, you know, instantly you look at his pace and it's less, and his dribbling it's less. But for me, I personally prefer Tolisso's card to Goretzka's. Also, Tolisso is probably more expensive because, you know, there's a lot of good French players in this game, like Pogba, you know, Kante, Dembele, Mbappe, Griezmann. There's lots of more options, I think, to link someone like Tolisso up in a French team. And then you've got Junuzovic at the end, and you actually look at Junuzovic and compare his card to Keita, and other than the dribbling, he's actually better than Keita in every single stat except for dribbling. You know, he's got a really, really good card, Junuzovic. For 1,000 coins, it's definitely worth trying out if you're building a Bundesliga side. Then moving on to the wingers. This one, again, for me, this one's really frustrating because there's a lot of like good wingers, but I wouldn't say there's something wrong with a lot of them. Starting off with LRIGilly, really good winger, 92 pace, 84 dribbling, good shooting, his physical's alright, his passing is decent as well. And then Schürrle, this is an example as to what other wingers in the league are like. You look at Schürrle's card, and he's got a decent card. You know, 82 shooting on an 80 rated player is really, really good. His physical is good. His passing, as I said, is alright, but his dribbling and his shooting are a little bit low. Now you can see when we do stick an engine card on him, and look what his card then becomes: 91 pace, 87 dribbling. His passing gets lifted to 81 as well. His shooting is already good enough. You know, it's similar to that of someone like Marco Reus. Obviously, he's got a little bit less shooting still, but it's similar to that of someone like Marco Reus's card now. And that's what I find a lot of the wingers in this league are like. Coman, you know, Gnabry, Yarmolenko is another one that's got a really good card, but you know, maybe just lacks a little bit in the pace area. But you stick something like an engine card on him, and he suddenly becomes a really, really good winger. So for me, if you use your chemistry styles well, you can make some of these guys look really, really good. And then to finish up front, there's kind of really only one striker you can go for. Is Timo Werner. He's kind of the only striker. If you can't afford Lewandowski or Aubameyang, Timo Werner is the only striker you can go for, in my opinion. You know, he's got ridiculous pace. His finishing is really, really good. I've used this card in the draft, and his finishing is really, really good. Decent dribbling as well, and he's really just the only choice you can go for. As I say, if you can't afford Aubameyang, Lewandowski, Timo Werner is pretty much the only choice for striker. Other than him, in my opinion, there's not really anybody else even close to him, and that's why he's currently going for 22,000 coins if you're on Xbox, 30k on PS4. But that is it for the Bundesliga. It's not the strongest league in my opinion this year. It's one of the weakest leagues, if not of the 5 major leagues. I would actually probably say it is the weakest league to build. There's definitely other leagues, but Serie A for me is coming up next, and that's got so many good players in. So I look forward to showing you that. If you want to see that, let's even smash 100 likes. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well if you're new to the channel. That's all for today, guys. Have an awesome day. I'm out.